What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Grant for One for Review. Today we are doing another movie review. And before I start this one out, I want to say I'm sorry, guys, that I'm very late on this movie review of Tomb Raider. I got caught up in a lot of work. I was very busy. And I definitely kept this as top priority. I started jotting down some ideas so I wouldn't forget. But yeah, there's so many movies coming out, so many games coming out. It's really hard for me to keep up. But anyways, let's get to Tomb Raider. As you can tell by the sound of my voice, I got nothing out of this movie. And that's my review. Okay, thank you. Bye. I'm kidding. I would never do that. Actually, I would do that. But I'm not going to do it this time. I'm just going to say right now, this movie was terrible. It sucked. I would even say I hated it at points. I hated it, and I was confused. I was baffled by what I was watching, and I'm just gonna say spoilers from here on out. And if you guys want to know, do I recommend it? No, I don't. If you're a fan of the games, you'll hate it. If you're a fan of movies, you'll hate it. So spoilers from here on out. Even if you fucking care, I don't know. Yeah. So Tomb Raider. What's the story? We start off in London, Brighton, Manchester, I don't fucking know. They didn't really say. Somewhere in England. And Lara Croft is a boxer who can't pay her rent, apparently. And she's also a professional biker because she goes around biking a lot, I guess. I don't know. And then she gets into trouble, and then Anna has to bail her out. And in this version, she's not connected to her father at all. She's just a random business lady. Okay, whatever, fine. She bails her out. She says, "Getting in trouble. You need to sign your papers because Richard is dead. Richard Croft is dead. You know, her father. You need to get all the shit." And then she finds a bunch of fucking puzzles that he left, and he says, "Oh, I'm going to this one island, burn all my shit." But instead, she goes to the island off of the coast of Japan. So pretty much like the video game, except not like the 2013 reboot video game. That was awesome. This was different, and it was boring. Wow. I think one thing that's very annoying about this movie is, to start off, the first 25 minutes of this movie has nothing to do with tomb raiding, nor does it have to do with Lara Croft. It starts off as boxing. We're boxing, and they're like, "Oh, you can't pay your rent, Laura. You can't do this, but I only let people stay here if they're winners," or some shit like that. I don't know. Then she goes off biking with a few guys. This will last for like a good 4 minutes or some shit. And then, like, she goes around London discovering herself. I don't know, doing something. And then she gets the shit from her father, and it's supposed to be like, "Oh, wow, oh, look at this." It's like, I knew this was coming, so it's like, whatever. And then, of course, she goes to a vendor and then does a bunch of shit. It's boring. The first 25 minutes of the movie was really boring. And in classic script writing style, which is something you'll learn, is that the first 10 minutes, the first 10 pages of your script is really where you're supposed to grab your audience. This is where they know they're going to enjoy your movie or they're not going to enjoy your movie. So when you start the first 10 minutes of this movie claiming this is a Tomb Raider movie, and all I see is a girl boxing, I see a girl biking. She has no interest in archaeology, nor does she have any interest in tomb raiding. And she doesn't even look like Lara Croft, nor does she really sound like her. It's like it completely takes me out, because at that point, it's like, what movie am I watching? Am I watching a Tomb Raider movie, or am I watching some random shit? Now, I'm not going to say the Angelina Jolie films from 2000 were good, but at the very least, they started out very strong. Now, the movies suck. Don't get me wrong, they're terrible, but at least they capture what the little bit of the spirit of the games. And at the very least, I could say, like, okay, it does seem and feel like Tomb Raider, the old versions, that is. This one tries to recapture the magic of the reboot series and just doesn't. Now, I'm going to flash an image on screen right now. All right? Now, I will say right now, I'm not a huge fan of Tomb Raider. I'm not the biggest fan. I started playing Tomb Raider on the 360. I never even played the original 3 Tomb Raider games. I have no idea what they're about. I thought Tomb Raider was okay. I thought it was fine. It was a fun series, and I never got into it. It wasn't until 2013 when I played Tomb Raider, the reboot series, or the reboot game, where I actually got into it, and I actually started loving the game. I thought the very simplistic story of Laura Croft and her friends. Like, oh, they're fresh off of university, they want to go on an adventure. She plans out this adventure. She goes with her friends as well as her mentorish type person, Roth, and they go on this boat, and they're gonna go off the coast of Japan to this one island that's never been really discovered. And then when they get there, they get in some horrible shit. It's like, oh, our boat's destroyed. Oh, there's fucking cannibals. There's cultists. There's weird ninjas and fucking what's going on? Samurai. There's gods and there's storms. It's like, what the fuck? And it's like a very different situation for these characters because they've never been through this kind of thing. And Lara Croft had more depth to her. She grew as a character. You know, we saw her struggle. We saw her do all kinds of stuff. And it really was a powerful game. The story of her realizing her mistakes because of what her ideas, because of what she wanted to do. Everybody's in trouble. And like the game starts you off at the island. It doesn't start off like 20 days before. It like as you play the game, it shows you what happened. But yeah. So the game was very great, and I loved it, and I thought it was great, and then I loved Rise of the Tomb Raider, where it got even deeper with its storytelling. But it's like you have a game that's already simplistic in its storytelling, and you overcomplicate it in this reboot movie, where you add Trinity and all this, and then you add Richard Croft. He's still alive. Oh, he's here. Like, oh, let's do a father-daughter thing, and it's like, oh, Lara Croft with this one Chinese guy. Oh, your father was there too, or it's like. And it's like they overcomplicated things. They gave her more things to do, and it's like the story itself was simple and great. Like, it was very nice to see how far Lara Croft was going to save her best friend Max from. I'm not going to spoil it, so in case you guys want to play the game, which is fantastic and fun as hell. So like, I really did not get that part of the movie, and it was really bugging me that the fact that this movie overcomplicated things with even adding Trinity. Trinity was never a part of the first game, and it's just like, what are they doing? Did they expect not to have a sequel or something? Which I don't think they will, but no skin off my bones, I guess. Another video game movie I won't have to watch. Yes. Anyways, so yeah. As far as the character of Lara Croft goes in the movie, Alicia Vikander plays her this time, and she does an awful job at portraying Lara Croft. And I mean, it's pretty terrible. The only time I thought, okay, they got that thing right, is where Lara Croft gets beat up a lot in the game, and in the movie she gets beat up a little bit, and it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But here it's like Lara Croft is very boring. She does boxing. She's a biker, I guess. And I don't know, Alicia Vikander, good actress, yes. She just doesn't feel like Lara Croft. She doesn't even have the looks. And dare I say, she doesn't have the body of Lara Croft. And I'm saying, and please don't crucify me for saying this, but she is very non-sexy and very not young and impressionable. She's not a young woman who's starting out onto this. She's not into archaeology. She didn't even go to the university. She's not that smart, and she's not sexy. She's not attractive, really. She looks kind of like shit in this movie. She looks very tomboyish, and it's like, okay, you took away everything that kind of made Lara Croft. I mean, I thought it was cool in the game how it's like this young woman, very beautiful, very attractive, very smart and intelligent, goes to this island and has to overcome these trials, has to learn how to survive, and she gets beat up a lot, but that doesn't stop her. Her devotion to saving her friends is what keeps her going. In this movie, that doesn't happen at all. Her father mainly does shit, and it's like, I don't care what's going on, and I can't even say that the action was that good. The CGI in this movie was pretty fucking awful. I would say it's probably the worst CGI I've seen since Justice League. It was fucking terrible. There were parts where I was just like, okay, this is clearly a green room that we're in, because Lara Croft can barely move. She could barely do anything. The island was so unimaginative, so boring. The other characters were boring. This movie was boring as shit. Nothing in it was engaging. Nothing in it was surprising. Nothing in it was unpredictable. It was all very by-the-bones predictable. I didn't care what happened. Nobody cared what happened. There's even attempts of humor in this movie, which fail hard. Nothing in this movie was funny. Actually, no, you know what? There was one thing that was funny. There is a character, which I forget his name, what the character's name in the movie was, but he's a really really funny British actor, which I'm forgetting his name. Excuse me, but he's a really funny British actor, and he comes in. He's like this kind of merchant, I guess, who trades for money. I don't really know what he did in the fucking movie, but he did something. I don't know. He gets Laura Croft movie money. So he's in there for a short period of time, and he's kind of funny, and that's because he's a funny actor, and it was kind of funny seeing him there. But overall, it just wasn't funny. The movie wasn't funny at all. I did not laugh. I was not happy watching it. I was not sad watching it. And this goes to my response earlier. I think I hated this movie because I did not enjoy a single bit of it. I was confused. I was appalled. Nothing in it made me happy. Nothing in it changed my emotions. In fact, there was a period of the movie where I looked to the floor just like, what am I watching? And how could they fuck up such a simple goddamn story? Okay, Resident Evil movies, they suck. They're awful. But it's like, okay, how do you turn those really complicated stories with all that intricate detail? How do you make that into a movie? Okay, I get that part. But Tomb Raider is so simple and so powerful as a story, and they fuck up the even simplest story. I don't know what more to say, except I was not even disappointed. I was not disappointed. I knew this movie was going to suck. I knew it was not going to be good, and I just don't care that it was not good. The only thing I care about really is that I wasted my money. I wasted my fucking time on this movie because I thought, hey, why not? Tomb Raider is a bad movie. It's not downright terrible, however. I will say that the acting in this movie is superb, and meaning that all the actors did a great job acting. I will say one thing, Alicia Vikander did do one thing that was really great in the movie, and she did convince me that she was in pain during one scene. She was really in pain. She was really beaten up, so I'll give them that one. I'll give them that thing. The actors were all well acted, and that's it. The actors were all great, but the script was terrible. The structure was terrible. The story, the plot, the characters were boring. It was predictable, and it's a video game movie. What the fuck did I expect? The final verdict for Tomb Raider is a 3 out of 10. It is a bad film. It's just a bad film. It's not complete garbage. Because, I guess the acting's pretty good, and the effects aren't that terrible. And it's not mediocre either. It's not even below average. It's just a bad movie. If you guys have watched it, which I doubt you have, but if you have, let me know down in the comments what you thought. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe if you already haven't. As always, have a nice day. I'll see you guys next time on One for Review. We'll be right back.